let's get our stuff started. Wait, hang on. I should double check my gain and volume and stuff. Okay, volume levels look good. Let's get all of our bingle bongles in here, these little gizmo gadgets that I have, the what have yous. Let's do probably that, because we are doing At the Ends of Eras. I skipped it last week because I only did like 2 streams last week, or maybe even just 1. See, I'm going back to my 4-day-a-week stream schedule because I was just too much streaming. I need at least 2 days to like get my weekly video and get the stream VODs uploaded. Speaking of, I didn't even get a weekly video this week because I was working on my Fallout video. So hopefully that gets done by Tuesday, because I don't want to go too long without a weekly video. The point of the weekly videos is to be weekly. I guess at least the daily updates provide some stuff. I guess it might be... I guess it might be the end of the weekly videos. Well, no. I think I'll just do it's just... if I'm doing some other video, it'll take priority. But okay, so last time, we had gotten done with the basic level design of this area. And so now what I wanted to do was, we got the capacitor, which makes this place all messed up and cool. So now what I want is some interesting way to escape here, which would, utilize the falling platforms and stuff. So I think what that would involve is open a door, close another door. Let's go to our power thing. Because I think what I want is... How do I want to do these? Because basically now, eventually these rooms will not be all connected together in one tree, guaranteed. Basically my plan is at some point to have sort of a seamless loading and unloading of all of these different... Damn, why are all of these... Hang on. Collapse this all. So that way I can just see these without having like 1 billion of these. Oh wait, this isn't even a room. But yeah, basically, each of these rooms will eventually be able to be loaded and unloaded independently. So I need to figure out how my event bus can make it, Oh, I know how to do it. Basically, I'm going to have a little node attached to these doors. So some of these doors need to lock, and some of them need to unlock. And what I'm going to do... Let's put another door here as well. But this one will be open by default. And if it's open by default, how does that actually work? If open, add power, required power. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add new entities, which are going to be... What should they be called? What's an activator? No, that's not what I want. I'm sure I have... Let's go to my entities control. Because we have a stat emitter. What I want instead is a stat listener. And it'll basically, anytime it's loaded into the scene... Is this an event trigger? Oh no, okay. That's for the actual event bus. Event switch. Okay, that does that. I guess I don't have it. Huh. And also I'm going to make it so that these are like refactored for Godot 4, because there's still a lot of Godot 3 era code here. Okay, so this thing is a trigger that activates when I die, it seems like. Or no, it can also it can activate arbitrarily. Okay, I'm just going to create a new thing. This is going to be a, like, door listener. Or, like, stat. Nah, you know what? Let's say a door lock. Basically, the way this thing is going to work is function, or var lock stat string function. Oh, and then we should have, like, export var door, which is actually an iToggle. And let's see, ready, var L equals state dot save load get stats lock stat. And also we should do subscribe lock stats on lock changed stat value set locked value. And let's just have export var locked. Probably false by default. Set locked bool L bool. Okay, so if L or if locked is equal to L, we don't do anything. Else, or elif door, we will then do, oh yeah, also, if not door and get parent is iToggle. Basically, we can just add this as a child of a door, which, yeah, okay, that'd work. Door equals get parent. Okay, so if we set it locked, if it's equal to what it was, we return. Otherwise, door.toggle, not L. Okay, let's actually do if L dot has, or if save load. So this way it actually only sets this if we actually have the stat. Well. I guess this is fine. I'll see how this works. Basically what I want is, for example, this door is open by default. But if we add a door lock... Wait, let's actually give it a class name here. And we give it the stat of the thing there. Let's see, door lock. We just add door lock here. This needs to be from our power thing, which is, it needs that stat. Because now, that is that. And this is not locked by default. However, some of these other ones will be locked by default. For example, this door will unlock. That's not what I needed. I needed door lock. Have that. So basically, this door will be forced open. And this door will have the opposite. It'll have the lock off. And I think these two doors will probably be forced open as well, just to make sure that the player can't accidentally, like, break the game. I keep doing door. There we go. So these ones will be locked by default, which means that they won't actually do anything, I believe. But okay, let's see if this works. And I might need to flip something. And let's actually lower the volume a smidge. Okay. Oh, well, this door is locked now. But, that means that, what is the power here? So, power is 0, open is false. Dynamic. Right, I think what I need to do is I just need to oh, wait. I just realized, okay. I need to invert it. Instead of locking, unlock with the stats. And so that'll be bool L. Okay, so if, or let's say L equals L invert. Now, you know what? I'm just going to do it simple. L equals L if not invert, or not L if invert else. Now. Just simplify it. I don't need to do something fancy here. We do that. And then basically go through these doors. So these three, and then which one is this one? Okay, yeah. This door stays open. So yeah, those three will be inverted. Let's try that now. So yeah, now... they should have got power. They did not, though. Alright, let's see what the door lock has to say about this. Actually, let's first off check, save, load, state, date... Oh, wait, data. Okay, so it should be opulent medium capacitor in here. No, capacitor slash opulent medium, which we also don't have in here. That's interesting. Raziao discussed? Hang on. NPC. Hang on. Razia should have an inventory. And she has nothing in her inventory. I don't get it. But I do see this. So I can at least fix that. Okay, I got some extra stuff over here. Okay. Let's also close this one. We don't need that. Major quests. Razio. At least I was consistent with that. Okay. Let's see if there's any other places. Nope. Okay. So where's the capacitor then? Oh, I see. We didn't actually like get into the thing. Okay. Get into here. So, Razia, what do you want? Did we not enter the place properly? Like, because Razia should be getting the capacitor right now. Oh, she got it. Well, what's the deal with that? But okay. Now the doors are open. Good. Okay, so it wasn't because of anything like that. It was because, video game broke. Or basically because I had, like, saved in a different spot than I thought I did. I thought I'd saved with the capacitor. Let's double check, though. Maybe it's just not saving properly. Is it gonna go? Okay, so it's not gonna go. Interesting. Okay, well, embarrassingly, I have to use the bathroom, so I'll be back in a sec. My stomach's been acting up all day. But at a thrift store, I got something called a bathroom reader. Well, okay, I should probably figure out this issue first. But yeah, I got a book called a bathroom reader. Oh, wait, hang on. I should do that. And so instead of browsing my phone, I just read little pages from the book. And that's been fun, because it has, like, facts and stuff. Like, I read about the famous Elvis album called Having Fun with Elvis on Stage, because his record company realized there was a loophole in their contract where they could release an album and get 100% of the profits as long as Elvis was not actually singing in the album. So they just compiled like a bunch of anecdotes from his live performances, or like things that he just talked about on stage before his songs and between them, and just made a full album of it. But okay, there should be opulent medium / capacitor in here, right? Oh no, capacitor, it's still supposed to be capacitor / opulent. Okay, so that's correct. And that means that what I need here is this. Because it seems like it was correct when we did the subscription. Okay, let's try again. Because they should have the opulent capacitor here. Okay, so what is L? L is true, okay. Okay. Wait, do they ever get to the... Oh, they don't get to the door because this is done first. Very simple bug there. Okay, so now we don't need any of this because we just checked for that. Okay, that's perfect. Why is that not working? Oh, because now the fucking door needs to be ready first. Fuck me. So this needs to be after the door because it has to be... Okay, hang on. We have to do a call or set locked call deferred because we have to let the door get ready first. Okay. I gotta figure out something, Ah, well. Calling it deferred is fine. Okay. So that means that these doors are open, always. And that means that this switch does not control the door anymore. Oh wait, we can actually close it still. Interesting. Huh. Why is that the case? Because this switch should not be able to toggle it. Let's see, why would that be the case? What is toggle, what does this wire do, really? Because it gets an eye toggle. And that gets toggle here. And so what are the doors, how is toggle actually implemented? Because I think, yeah, it's supposed to be 1 and -1. And that means that... Because they should start from 0. I wish I could do a breakpoint on a specific door. I mean, I guess I can. By just doing, like, a... If name equals door 1, breakpoint. Because we should basically have 2 toggles here. One for that. So that means that now it has whatever power it has. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I see. And then that happens again because we're toggling it again. Yeah, so our power should be 2. It's not 2, though, which is interesting. Why is it not 2? Hang on. Because I'm pretty sure this switch is active. Because I hit it, I think. Well, I guess if it's not active, then it shouldn't toggle, because it should only toggle if the switch is being set from on to off. My doors are fucked up anyway. Honestly, what I should do eventually is just not have the concept of required power, because I don't think I ever use it. Basically, it was meant to be like, you could have multiple switches activate a door. Let's see. Yeah, I just personally like the integration with GD script. Because it's nice to have the ability for, like... Because I don't even know if you have hot reloading with C#, unless you do, like, .NET Watch, or, like, have some sort of separate trigger in, like, a Visual Studio subscription or something. But okay, I think I will consider it acceptable jank to have the switch able to close the door again. Eventually I can figure that out if I want to. But then what I should do is I should have this thing here activate. Actually, I could do that as well using my locker thing. So basically we have this thing now. So how do these activate? Because I think I can extend this to be an eye toggle. And then we just have function toggle somewhere here. A bool instant bool set or active equals A. Toggle bool equals default. Oh. Okay. Let's make sure that active... So if active is set to false... What do I need to do for that? Let's also get all this stuff in Godot 4 format. This seems almost identical to the activator that I made. Huh, weird. I guess more weird in the sense of, like, why did it not, like, use an activator if it's the same script? But okay, this will have capacitor / opulent. It'll be locked and inverted as well. And let's check how this works to make sure that it... Okay, yeah. So I think this means that now this platform will be activated when we pull the capacitor. And it should be activated in a way that's, like, independent of the scene, so it can be loaded and unloaded without issue. But okay, now if we go there, perfect. We can now die. A little too easy, I think. Well, actually, I mean, if it catches the player off guard, like, if they're like, oh, shit, and then they do this, then they're like, okay, now it's time to actually, like, platform. Okay. Okay, there we are. And then that means that that will be our new way to get across this location. Because I think what I'll do is we go down whatever the heck route I just made there. Let's go to Blender. Eventually. Take your time, Blender. Big downside of making this place so, like, tightly packed together is that now I don't actually know where anything is. Because, okay, it's on this side somewhere. Like, did I hide it? What's going on? Oh, yeah, this is the room. Okay. So it's in here. So now I need to basically make something from this door outward to somewhere. Go to the other necropolis. Because I think this might be one of the areas where we actually have, like, a big combat arena. And then, how do these actually work? Oh yeah, they're just normal falling platforms, but now they have, like, I just tilted them around all weird. So that they're a more interesting platforming challenge. Okay. We need to go to Jak 4. Probably the assets where this is, and eventually, I gotta move it. Oh wait, no. Environment test, not test. Silly me. Okay. So yeah, basically have this here do something. And then it goes around to who knows where. Probably loops right back up to... I'd say it should loop back into here. Instead of having you... Well, actually, it would be cool to climb on this stuff. Okay, so I think what it'll be is this door can unlock. And then, as well... so you'll, like, come back into here, platform up here, do this, and then you'll go into this door rather than looping all the way around, though you can if you want. And then that way it's much easier to get back out and get out of here. Okay, that'd be fun. So now I'm gonna call this, like, escape or something. Center this. Oh wait, no, that's not exactly what I want. Center of mass. I gotta crack the window, hang on. It's the first day where the sun is actually, like, warming up this room. So now I have to have airflow and things like that. Very ungamer-like of me. Okay. So this is now escape 1 room. And so we've done our first falling bridge. So how do I get Godot to open without Windows Defender blocking it? I've never had Windows Defender block Godot. Do I even have Defender? I mean, I have the standard security stuff. I wonder what memory integrity is for. But yeah, I don't even have memory or Windows Defender. But I think there should be some sort of like exceptions list. I mean, I'd assume there'd be an allow list, because otherwise it'd be like hard to do anything. Ooh, I have a fun idea. We can have this loop back up, have another door here, and then you kind of go backwards through this section. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, let me know if there's let me know if you're able to get it working, because yeah, I'm curious as well, because I haven't seen any issues with Defender before, but I don't think I actually have Windows Defender enabled. Wait, I forgot. This song makes me anxious. We're in the Dreaming Sarah soundtrack now, which was a neat game. It's kind of more of a playable album, I'd say, because the mechanics are quite simple. I'm kind of losing the plot on like what I actually want for these. I should think about what mechanics do I want to revisit. So the escape. Introduce falling platform. Or yeah, introduce the falling bridges. Amp up combat. Let's see. I think it would be interesting, actually, to have, like, 5 guys... Oh, wait, no. I keep forgetting. The death nats, the ones that shoot projectiles, they're pretty trivial to deal with unless you have to think about other things while they're doing their things. Alright, I'm going to call this Escape 1 Collision. Because, yeah, you have to be in a situation where you're platforming up around. And then they're scary. I could do that. I think we have something like this. Then we could have, I don't know, pipes going along these walls or something like that. Yeah, we'll just have some sort of platforming challenge where there's a bunch of, or where there's the death nats, maybe just behind you as kind of a mean troll. Just right in here, as you're shooting you. Where does that even attach to? Okay, that would be right underneath, right about here. I'll just leave it as it is. I'll leave it to the player's imagination as to what exactly these rooms connect to. Okay, I think for now I'll do some simple platforming challenge in here. And then I do also want kind of an ultimate challenge with the fans. And then also showing some sort of crazy... machine. Oh wait, no, we already have the crazy, like, back end. Basically, this whole chamber here is eventually going to be much crazier looking, because it's going to be a big cylinder, I think. And then this will be circular. But that'll do that after, whatever else I'm doing here. Should all this be one thing? I guess it should be. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Because yeah, I'm not sure if this should be in this room, because that means that all of this is loaded together. Oh wait, no, it has to be. Because otherwise, I have to do a much more complicated system for, like, having this button trigger this door, or, like, this machine here. Okay, what do I have in the original Necropolis as well? Because I think it's basically, the hall goes dark, we have kind of a labyrinth of hallways here, and then we have this cool room, which I do like, but it's also... I could put that somewhere else. Then we have to jump into these fans that go out. I could do something like that, where we have much more rocky areas here, and then I finally go up all the way through this perfect exit. I'll say right about here is where I want this to end. And then I'm going to have it go down. I wonder if I can have this... basically have a bunch of pipes below us. Ooh, that would be interesting, to have like a big chasm. And then there's just like a wall above us. And these tubes going all the way down. And so we're like below the death plane of the previous area. So we go up here, and then here, we'd have like our big combat arena. And then we have like one final like gauntlet over here. Okay. I see how this place will work. Let's do like that, and then that. And for now, nothing too fancy with the actual shape of the room. Okay, that's fair. Okay. Escape 2. Let's call it Escape Combat 1 room. There we go. And also, this thing now needs a solidify modifier. Isn't there some sort of, like, hard... Ah, well. Actually, what if we had this go like this, and then we have like a burst pipe right about here? Like, just have it like here, like that. I'll have to figure out if that's an appropriate place, if it'll, like, interfere with our machine. But the machine will be quite a lot of work anyway, so... Wait, hang on. Oh, right. This thing is not aligned where I thought it would be. Also, it's somehow, like, wider at this end than the other end? Interesting. I don't know how I managed that, but oh well. So this will be our, like, final pipe. So I want one more... I know what to do. A gigantic... thing here. This will be like let's see. You know, actually, I will keep this basically like at the same level as this, so that way it's like... So yeah, this will be basically like the floor of the entire facility. And yeah, infinite bottomless pit down here, eternal suffering, etc. And I won't sweat the details of it too much. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, so this is escape, chasm, room. And I think this will be part of that room. Which actually, wait, no. I think this has to be its own room. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Because this is so large that it, like, overlaps with half the entire game. Okay, so now this is escape pipe room. Yeah, because basically any room that overlaps with another room, they're considered neighbors. So when this room is visible, for example, or when you're in this room, all of its neighbors are visible, and anything that I explicitly mark in case there's like a long hallway where, like, you know, if I considered this room visible from this one, for example. And eventually, I'll actually bother to implement that system. Well, how would I do that? I guess my immediate thing that I could do is just have them hidden and shown, and then I can work on loading and unloading, which would be more complicated because it needs like the multi-threading and stuff. But okay, let's actually carve a hole for this. And for now, nothing fancy. We just need to have it work. Same thing here. And I can figure out where to put these. So I think this will have plenty of space for me to do the cool thing where, like, we slow down time to go through fans several times in a row, and then we hop out here, hop out into the back face, and then we can crawl up into this thing, which I'll have to figure out how to actually make that work. What I could do is have these... I'm going to make this symmetrical, so that way it doesn't feel so contrived. And then I think, actually, these should all be... Instead of S-body, they should just be collision. Because what I'm going to do... Let's do, like, 45 degrees. Okay. Let's do... Wait, what am I looking for? Oh, 180. There we go. Okay. Now we have a perfect tube. There we go. Look at that. Now it's like a thing that will do something. And that'll get us a little bit more height, and then I can put some sort of cool platforming section there. What exactly do I want? I want something to, like, go up to here, go too high for us to actually... Okay, I think I know what I want. Can I move this? Yeah, that'll be fine for now. You know, and I'll just put some crap up here to make it work. Okay, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a door to that little sub door. Hmm. Oh, wait, this is the wrong place. Okay. Oh yeah, there's no way... These don't connect at all yet. And I need to actually have this death plane here now not come out all this way. Oh wait, I can have an easier time doing this by just doing that. There we go. And now it yeah, I just gotta make a separate thing here. Hang on. Move this one to be... Right, isn't there some sort of weird thing? Right, I can do this, and then it actually, like, kind of does a little bit more what I want. I should probably have had this, like, in per room anyway. It's kind of dumb to set it up like this. Okay, just set this to, like, 100. Just set it manually. Yeah, because all of these are even set in the wrong place anyway. Okay, so this one has to be a child of combat chamber. Which is probably in C for combat chamber. Did it work? Hopefully. Okay, then we'll have a similar thing for the bridges. I don't like how it expands all of my things automatically. Like, they're always expanded. I want it like this by default, always. Oh wait, this isn't even bridges. This is the other death plane. Okay. Alright. Now we actually have to be kind of, It's gonna be hard to figure out how to properly, like, condense all this together. Because yeah, look at how little room I have to work with on this side. And it's still, like, burning hot in here. The sun is heating up the back of my laptop. I've created a solar-powered space heater. Okay. So I think this is about correct in terms of, like, the size in our x-axis. Then we can have this go down a little lower. And I'm going to do, I think, 30? Maybe 25. 28. Okay, that seems perfect. That seems exactly big enough. For there. Oh wait. That's exactly what I need to do. And this one's going to be... Actually, I just realized this one's literally going to be impossible to do. Because it needs to... Like, this is not a concave or a convex room. So yeah, all that was a waste of time. But oh well. Basically, just have one thing here overlapping both of these sides. Then it goes there to there. And that seems like it's going to be 180. Pretty close, but I'm going to do a little bit lower. Also, this one's a little bit too wide. Let's get the x-axis by, like, that much. Try and get these just a little bit, like, closer. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this almost doesn't clip into any other rooms. Make sure it goes this way all the way. It does not. I think it actually needed to be longer here. Oh, and I did it super long this way. Okay, actually. I think because this way doesn't have any... There's no rooms right next to us on that side, so I can just push this that far that way. Okay, and then that means we need probably 200. That's a little bit too big. Okay. And that means that now these two rooms are connected. And, hopefully... Only a little bit there. Okay. Okay. Getting close. Now all I need to do is add one for this room, one for that room. What is this? Maintenance 3. That's where this should actually be. I don't know why these are messed up. And why it keeps warning me about that every single time I reparent a thing. Okay, get another death plane here. Beautiful. Nothing like an endless black chasm. And spooky fog. Oh yeah, and this is also supposed to be shaded double side. There we go. That way we still preserve most of our, like, vital stuff. Or we preserve the vital elements of the aesthetic, such as the fact that there's no visible sunlight. Wait, I can just drag and drop it onto the object. Easy. Wait, actually, I prefer this one. Wait, what? This one? What the heck is... Wait. Oh, okay. It just has the wrong thumbnail. There we go. Yeah, I wanted that to stand out a bit more. Alright, let's also add some of those other door locker things to all of these other things. So, locked inverted. That'll be put on all of these. Wrong thing, Godot. I'm clicking the thing. Thank you for moving the thing that I'm trying to click on, Godot. Okay. Interesting that I chose to put pipes right there. I forget why I did that, but oh well. And I guess I could have these pipes, like, go down here. That'd be fun. I won't, though. Switching back to sit mode. Alright, I guess I can just... Oh yeah, I still need to connect those. Let's just do that real simply. I think we get a little bit of this on this side. And then I just cut a hole right here. This will be perfect. Okay. There we are. And this is the hole. This is our beautiful entrance into this room. Okay, yeah. That seems fine. And then for now, these can just keep going down forever. I think that's fine. Though actually, I will cut these. Hi. Yeah, and this time I'm doing some level design, though, for my other game. This will be center of mass. And these two pipes. Wait, actually, we don't even need that one. Because these don't even need to match up, I just realized. Because these are just going to be attached to that. For continuity's sake, these pipes are going down right into here. How's my day-night? Let's see. I'm going to bed pretty early. Or earlier, I guess. I went to bed at like 12:30 today, but still got up at 11. Well, I guess I was sitting in bed reading for a bit before I went to bed, so I might have gone to bed earlier, or later. But okay, I think this gives me... Actually, I'm going to do the same thing with this thing. Instead of having this all be one room, we can just have this pipe connect in multiple segments. So that's like escape pipe 1. Let's see. I did read some of that yesterday. Well, let's see. What did I read yesterday? I guess I read part of the New Testament. I've been reading the New Testament. Mostly to get everybody's references to all this Bible stuff. It seems like it's referenced quite a bit. Oh wait, I forgot to actually like separate this out. Okay. This gizmo going to be centered. This gizmo is going to be centered. I think this one might actually be its own thing then. No, I'm actually atheist. I did go to a Mormon church for about a month, though. This will be escape, pipe, dash, room. I was inspired in part by Kitty Found a Camera, but I've also been meaning to read it for a while. Because my mom asked me to read it, for example. And I've also been... This game also deals with religion in various ways. So it'd be good to do that. I'm going to mark these as sharp. There we go. Because yeah, for this game I also need to read the Quran. Because most characters other than Jackie are Muslim. And Jackie's the protagonist. See, is that plane? Why are there so many... Why is there, like, everything in the entire world always happens when I open my window? But okay, this should give me a little bit of room for, like, some escape stuff. Let's have a light in here. Or let's have a combat area. Enemy group, maybe? Okay, so we got doors, we got lights. Oh, neat. Yeah, I might have some questions, because yeah, I do intend to read it soon. Well, sooner or later. Did that not add this to this? I think I'm going insane. Okay, there we go. Now it's added here. So that'll be that. And then there'll be a door here. Basically copy this thing. Yeah, thanks. So this is... Wait, is this below our death plane? Oh no, okay. This is just there. Let's have that there. I think a timed button. That'd be fun. A timed button, and an enemy behind you that's shooting at you, and some complicated platforming with falling platforms. Let's have this go right here. Actually, I'm going to say right there. And probably this should be in the bridges room. Let's call this escape door. This will be neat, because once you get the capacitor, this whole place shuts down, except a few doors open, a few doors close. So there's like a new route out of the level. Yeah, that gets us up to here, and then here, we're going to have death gnats. Actually, let's call this escape door 2, because it's going to have the same door lock on it. There we are. And that has 0 speed, so that way he doesn't move. And he should hopefully shoot at us. Right, are these properly parented? No, they're not. Things are never properly designed. Oh wait, no. They are properly parented, because this is... Okay, hang on. Because these are supposed to be part of the room, not the... Wait, is this... Oh, these aren't even part of the correct room. Okay, well, put them here first. Because, yeah, this whole escape 1 is supposed to be part of a separate room. It's supposed to be part of this. And then this thing is independent. Okay, and then we go down... Oh wait, I saw it now. So yeah, bridges and escape 1. Copper. Let's make sure... Actually, Hall 1... I guess Hall 1 here should be a child of... I mean, it should be a child of this room, I think. Wait, hopefully that doesn't destroy all of my stuff here. Okay, good. Everything was parented appropriately to its rooms and stuff. Now that does that. Everything's hunky-dory. Some slate seams, so you can see little gaps in the world. Yeah, a lot of stuff will need to be, I'll have to figure out how to make, like, an asset pack for this area to make it, like, consistent. But okay. Oh, also, these. Okay, for now, I should be really simple with this stuff, because I'm already, like, losing brain cells trying to, like, go back and forth from Godot to Blender. Oh, right, there's not even a dang end zone here. Or a death zone. Huh, okay, that's pretty close then. Okay, so X scale. Let's do like 20. Alright, so that gives us a bottomless pit. And then we'll have enemies shooting at us from behind. And then we'll have just some complicated platforming up there, potentially with some of these falling bridges. Hmm. And you know what, for now I'm not even going to be creative. We're going to do this, and then I'm going to just, like, make it more complicated as I go. You know, from playtesting and stuff. Okay, and then once we're in there, then we come into this combat zone, where we're going to have some Omni lights. And hopefully that doesn't distort too much lighting here. And then we just have this again. Basically, this door will unlock once we've been good and we've eaten our vegetables and killed our bad guys. And that'll just dump us right into here. And, I'll figure out how I want to deal with that. Wait, but first I need to actually have... So this enemy group needs this door. And I think that means that this door needs to be here. Like, it needs to be ready before the enemy group, because otherwise the door won't properly load or something. Yeah. And actually, We can have that, and we can have this just be toggle true. Okay. That seems hunky-dory. Let's add one enemy to this enemy group. And he's just going to be a speeder. So I think if we go to here... So, okay. We get each of these children. So if there's no enemies, we start safe. Otherwise, we'll connect all of those, yeah. Alright, let's see this in action. I think I can now... Oh, wait, no. I still can't quite escape, because I need to do the rest of this stuff, like... Get the fans in here. Okay, do that first. I'm gonna have these have a range of, like, let's say, like, 50 velocity. Or, like, yeah, let's say 55, actually. And I'm gonna try to see how far we can get these pipes out of here. Because I want it to be, we just shoot up and up and up. And then we're dumped here. And then I have to figure out how to actually, like, get us up to around this stuff. And I think for now, a similarly lazy thing, square platform. Oh, right, I also needed this to be a door. So when the medium is shut off, how do we... I'm trying to figure out... There's basically going to be two different potential animator things here. I think this will work, actually. So I'll keep that there. Eventually I'll do something better with that, so that way it, like, loops around up here and then goes back down. Oh, wait, do we actually, like... I just realized. Can we even get up? Oh, yeah, we can get up to here, because this thing will be malfunctioning, so we climb around that and then get up to here, get to here, come out to here, and then we're back in the home stretch. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do is I need to add a path here, and I'm just going to make a falling path. And attach that to this thing. With some rocks between it, I guess. Yeah, let's get, like, a rock. Oh yeah, now I have the power to scale up my rocks. I can do, we can scale this by, like, 2 or something. Amazing. Let's have that, and then, let's just put a rock here for now. Okay. Let's see if it works. Hmm. Oh wait, we went the wrong way, Razia. Good thing this platform, like, instantly resets. He wasn't supposed to do that. And neither was Razia. Yeah, so I need to make sure that these, I think I need to make them back into kinematic bodies, or I need to do something better. Because, yeah, you can see that guy didn't work. The other guy fell to his death. Razia keeps getting stuck. And I think this area... Okay, this area has the red light. Good. And they can't attack me. So yeah, various other bugs. Speeders can't attack. Death gnats fall on spawn... Or at spawn. Switches. Or like the door locker. Quite right. With switches. Oh, right. I forgot that there's just a giant hole here. It scared me. Okay. I think this is gonna feel cool. Once it's actually, like, in place. Oh, wait, We need a little bit more here. I think just get this whole thing. Actually, what if we just slope it up? Like that. Oh. Okay. Not quite. Oh, right. And now we're back here. So yeah, I'll need to do a little bit better with... Oh, I haven't actually... I forgot that the dive jump does not reset your stamina, which is... Is that intentional? Is that a good idea? I don't think that's a thing that I've actually thought about before. What are the ramifications of that? Yeah. Many things still don't function, and they keep breaking, which is the strange part. Like, I have no idea how that speeder broke again. Okay, if I talk to Razia here... Okay. Now we have a checkpoint right here, I think. Good, okay. Let's put a checkpoint here as well. I positioned that perfectly. I think the only thing I'd change is that last one should be a little less powerful, because otherwise we're gonna, like... Oh, right. It's actually very difficult to get out of here. But okay. That gets us up to here. And then once we're up here, we should go down there. So yeah, hopefully the player recognizes this place. I guess it'll be more memorable once it's not just a bunch of squares and I have an actual, like, mechanism here. Oh, but that does make it quite easy to climb up it. Ah, well. And that does mean the player could technically get into that area early. And because of the way I've structured this, actually, oh yeah, we can just come into here because that ceiling door's open. And then we have the ability to just come out this way. Okay. And that gets us to here. Okay, I think this is the, like, flow that I'd like for these levels. Oh yeah, I forgot. This area is, like, completely blocked off. I'll have to make it... I think I'm gonna make it, like, chunks of concrete, basically. Like, they've piled a whole bunch of concrete into here, because they believe that this place is, like, an evil place. Well, specifically, they believe it's satanic. And I mean, there are skull monsters everywhere, so they kind of have, like, a point. Like, it's not an unfounded conclusion. But okay, and then we talk to this guy. What do you need exactly? Shows you a picture. And then I should be able to just show him the time distorter. Oh. Okay, so eventually, that's one of the things that I'll do. Okay, so what do I need left for the overall structure? What is my next step? I did pretty much half-ass the actual level design for that part. I didn't think... It's been so long since I've, like, completed a thing in this game that I've forgotten what I should actually do. But yeah, okay. I think my next steps are to actually, like, improve the level design of these little portions and to make them actually, like, interesting and gesture toward mechanics. And then the step after that will be making all of the dialogue work. And probably adding a sort of, like, preamble adventure game component to this demo area. Okay. Let's commit what we have, though. So, opulent medium area is playable with all major sections. Or let's just say all major sections playable. And then we'll do the same with the assets folder. Does this have a drive too? I guess it doesn't. Is it just called drive? No. Get remote. What are our remotes here? Oh, okay. Drive 2. Huh? Oh, it's because get push. Okay, it's because we only have a drive 2 remote. We have drive and drive 2. But yeah, rest in peace. That gigantic 16, or that gigantic 8 terabyte hard drive that at the ends of eras blew up. It literally broke my like $700 massive RAID hard drive. Okay. Go back to vertical slice, opulent medium. Right, let's add some other things here, like complete the escape sequence. So like after the bridge, or like getting shot by death gnats while climbing, and then the combat arena, large cavern. And I think it could be fun if the large cavern was also like a more explorable area, so like it's now clear the full scope of the area, like a massive network of I guess I just have like a bunch of outer walls for all these places. I am doing well. How are you? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put... Also, I'm gonna make it easier here. Let's get a rock. Dare I say, classics. And let's do like 1.5. Wow, this is such a power. This is such a superpower for me. Being able to scale rocks without it like breaking the physics. We also should have some oh, wait, are these in the cavern or are they... Oh, these are part of the falling platform. I don't want that. Yeah, we want that here. Yeah, okay. Omni... Or no. Omnilight. There we go. Actually, let's change this to a spotlight. Because, yeah, the nice part about spotlights is that I can have them be, like, half visible. So then I can use this for, like, an enormous range. Okay. And I think what I want to do first is I'd like to figure out the, let's get this to be, like, maybe a purplish blue or something. Yeah, that gives us a bit more fun. Creative flair. Okay. Let's start with the chunk system. And I'm going to say dividing it up into rooms. Oh yeah, I'm just going to do expand, collapse, branch, expand, collapse, branch. I think each of these is now going to have export var explicitly, or like visible, array string. Or, indirect visible. Let's say that. Okay, so I need to go back to my writing. I need to go back to the design of the, let's see, room? Where did I do that? I think it might have been in quests. Room? The room system, okay. Has collision, marks adjacent room, so adjacent neighbor. Okay. Oh, wait. Hi, welcome to the stream. I just got done with making some overall level design for my platformer, so now I'm going to figure out a way of making it so that depending on which room you're in, it hides all the rooms that you aren't in. Sorry to hear you're tired. Right now, I'm finishing for some levels. Let's see. And I'm going to add a system to show and hide nearby rooms. And eventually it'll also like load and unload the rooms, but for now that won't do very much. I just want to make it, or make sure that it all works together. See, I think when we do this, compute room colliders, that should also compute room neighbors. Or compute adjacent rooms. I think I'll just have these be in export group controls control. And basically we're going to have just like this. This is going to be adjacent. Compute adjacent rooms. Pass for now. And we'll need to like reload this because otherwise it won't work very well. Okay. So now we can go through each of our rooms. Ooh, how do we do this? I think each of these areas here should be able to collide with other areas. Oh, I know what we need. We need another thing here. 16. How many layers do I have? Okay, 18. Layer. So yeah, this is now going to be room adjacency. How is it that slow to edit the text? That's scary. Okay, and basically, when we do the room collider stuff, we're going to do collision layer equals, or, what is this? 131072. Affected by NPCs for zone-based things, plus self collision for adjacency. Okay. So now we can basically recompute room colliders, and they should have this by default now. Good. And actually, why would this be a separate function? Oh, wait, no. It should be a separate function. Okay. Function, or no. For C in get children, if C is not room, continue. Or let's say, let's just do if not C dot has node area, push error, room has no underscore area node. Alright. Simpler thing. C name. Building a website for generating live things, WebGL. Having issue it's not pushing above 60 FPS. Curious if we could find a Twitch streamer with better hardware that would be willing to give it a test to see what sort of performance they're getting. Let's see. I could at least run it, I suppose, if you got a link to it. Because admittedly, I don't have a fancy GPU, I just have a 1660 GTX. So it's like it was a mid-range GPU when I got it. I think now it's kind of at the lower end. Let's see, so for var a area equals C get node area for a for O in a dot get overlapping. Wait, oh, this is supposed to be area 3D. My GitHub username. Let's see. It's needle full there as well. Get overlapping areas. Pass. Oh, wait, now we need to figure out... Oh, wait, because these might be... Okay. Var n equals O dot get parent if n is not room, continue n dot name okay, if C, oh wait, let's do like, first of all, let's rename this to room. So if n is not room or n dot name in room dot adjacent. You know, let's just actually have this be like that. Var room equals C as room. There we go. Var S. Yes, we no longer need that because what we're going to do is room dot adjacent dot pushback n. Okay, let's see if that even works, because what it should do is if I compute adjacent rooms, then all of these rooms... Okay, let's see if that's correct. So this topside building allegedly has the hall as an adjacent room, which makes sense, okay. And then the medium as an adjacent room, which I disagree with. And also I see this has no adjacent rooms, despite the fact that it seems like it should have a lot. Okay, so what's our area? Or is there any warning here? don't think so. I guess we can have... Oh yeah, this should also do room.adjacent clear. And then we can have print room %s %d adjacent. Let's see, invited you as a collaborator. You can email once you have access. You'd need to clone that. Yeah, because I don't have Node installed, so it'd be a whole process to get it up and running. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to help at the moment. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. I'm going to see what this says. Array is in a read-only state. I disagree with that. Is that because this needs to be a tool script? Maybe. And then what I can do is then we go back to this compute adjacent rooms. All right, I'm also seeing that I need to and name, oh wait, no, room name, room adjacent size, and we'll close this again. For some reason that's in read only. There we go. Okay, so it's better, except for the fact that it's not getting any overlapping areas. And I think that means, so for performance reasons, this list is modified once during the physics steps, not immediately after objects are moved. Consider using signals instead. I think because there's no physics step, would we not be able to know how would we get these computed? Let's go to, like, Godot tool script overlapping areas. Okay, yeah, let's see if there's a workaround here. That's not helpful. I love it when people just answer a question that is not answered. Okay, I think, is it monitorable? Monitoring. Okay, detects bodies or areas entering it. Other areas detect this area. To force it, but I think there's something with trying to call collision detection stuff outside of a physics frame. Okay, and that would definitely be a thing. Might not be calling the nodes. What if we just have a physics process? So we just do set process physics to be false here. False. And what I can do is set physics process true, function physics process. What? Is this the correct name for this? Okay, good. I don't know why it didn't autocorrect. And then we set physics process false. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so there is a physics process. It's just that now we're not getting any overlapping areas. And why would that be? Let's add, like, percent decolliding. Present that there. A.get overlapping areas size. Okay. Try this again. Okay. Still nothing here. Also, there's like dogs and everything outside. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut the window, stand up again. Okay. So why would these not be colliding with each other? Maybe I need to look at these other areas. Do they have... Okay, so they all have the same collision masks. Am I doing something wrong with the... this, 131072. No, wait, no. If I was doing something wrong with that, it'd show up here. So yeah, I do not get... Why would these not be... Why would these not be working? So it turns out Jolt doesn't do that by default. Oh, wait. Turn on... Wait, what? It doesn't detect bodies by default? Hang on. Jolt... Velocity, enhance that. Areas detect something. No, because, yeah, areas detect static bodies, which was insane that it doesn't do that by default. Queries, collision... area... So, overlapping areas. So get overlapping areas is empty. Get overlapping areas. It's very interesting that it always does that. Okay. Wrong one. Okay, get overlapping areas. Returns a list of area 3Ds. The overlapping areas collision layer mask must be part of this area's collision mask. For performance reasons, this list is modified once. Okay, I saw all that. How else can I query for these? I guess I could manually query. So we could do like a physics server a dot so instead of doing that, ds equals get world 3d dot direct space state. And I'm pretty sure we can do dss dot intersect shape. Okay. I think I know how to do this. Basically, close other tabs. Then we get this. Then what I can do is var q equals physics, no, query, physics shape query render, whatever that is, dot new q dot collide with areas, true, collide with bodies, false. Okay, and then collision mask equals 131072. Yeah. And then what we do is, instead of getting the overlapping areas, what we're going to do is q dot transform equals room dot a dot get child 0 s equals this, and this is going to be a collision shape 3D. We're just going to assume all of these have one shape. Actually, I'll just put that as a thing here. All room areas have exactly child the collision shape. Okay, transform equals s dot global transform. Q dot shape equals s dot shape. DSS dot intersect C equals Q. Oh wait, and this is going to be, yeah, collision for O in collision. So the colliding object will be an area. So we can do dot collider get parent. This will be a node. And if it's not a room, or name in there. Actually, if it's not a room, then it'd be an error. Push error. Not a room. N.name. Okay, there we are. Or if the name is in the room adjacent. There we are. Okay. And then what I can do is we can get... This would be collision size. Okay, so now we're doing a physics query manually using our raycast, so we can compute adjacent rooms. Now we are getting a little closer, except for the fact that it said there is an error here. Okay, typed array of type string. Let's see, pushback, a variable of type object. Oh, because we need to do n.name. Beautiful. Look at that. Now I've got 8 colliding, 8 adjacent. And we don't even need that anymore. Because if there's something that's colliding that's not adjacent, it should break. And in fact, I'm also going to put a tab there. Well, it almost works. It works some of the time. Okay. So now we can compute adjacent rooms. And that means that now, this should say it has the hall, and it has the secret passage, and it has whatever else it said. Oh, right, it also has itself, because we also need to remove for n.name equals room.name. Okay, then we recompute adjacencies. Say now, it's adjacent to 2 rooms, hall and secret passage. And what we should also have is we should probably have the rooms here as like export var rooms, array room. And that means we can also do that here, see in rooms. And what we'll do is anytime we compute the bounding box, if C is room, rooms.append r, and also rooms.clear. So yeah, now there's explicitly 2 things. So we compute room colliders, which sets the room to something. Oh, it doesn't set it yet. Oh, it died. Interesting. Why did it crash the editor? I think because the room, or there was no rooms array. But why would that cause an, like, infinite error? Or because I think the only time it crashes silently like that is when there's an infinite loop. Medium power thing. Why is this parsing error? Extends power thing. Well, why is that not doing what it's supposed to do? Active. Locked is not declared. I guess we just have enabled there? And then this thing. Why is this causing issues? Local parameter stat, shattering blah. Well, I guess we can just have that then equal stat. What? That's very strange. What is this? Okay, I see. Okay. So this is what that's supposed to be. And also we need super ready. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do is, if not rooms, rooms equals nothing. Otherwise, we clear it. Okay, now we got 27 of those. Then we compute adjacent rooms. And now what I can do is anytime we connect to a room, we're going to have a thing where we need to figure out who is inside the room. Oh, and that's going to be tricky, I think. No, I guess it won't be that bad. So basically, if we are not an editor hint... Oh, wait, no. Oh, right, okay. This is not a real scene yet. I guess I'll keep it as it is for now. I need to gradually grow the complexity of this. For r in rooms, r.hide, and then r.body, let's say, or no, get var a equals r.get node area. Actually, we should probably just have like area here as a thing that we can do. And that's just going to do var area 3D get return get node area. A connect, or no, body entered, connect, check visibility, our name. Okay. And actually that means that this should be a dictionary of string to room. While room equals rooms are room hide. Okay, and now we have that there, and then here we do that. Rooms are dot name equals r. Okay, we'll just set visible. Room name string. Actually, we can make this a string name even. Okay. And that means that we should first set everything. So for r in rooms, r hide, rooms r dot hide, then rooms r name show relative rviz equals. Basically, we hide all of the rooms, just, you know, no matter how many rooms the player has entered at this point, we're just going to hide all of them. And then what we're going to do is show the room that we've entered. And for string, or for name in rviz.adjacent. Let's say that. Rooms are adjacent show. And actually, I'm also going to go here. These two are going to be string name. And the way it's going to work is we're going to recompute our visibles. Oh. Invalid method for connect. Oh. Bind R. And we're going to do that. R room equals rooms R. And this, yeah, that's fine. Compute room. Okay, that didn't quite work. And that was because this needs to be cleared, and then we can... That should be empty as well. Compute room colliders. Why is this nil? I think it just doesn't work anymore. Okay, try this again. There we go. No rooms. Anything here that's causing issues? That seems fine. Compute room colliders. Compute adjacent rooms. There we go. And then what we can do is, anytime anything enters the object, go back to the room. No, go back to the chunk thing here. Yeah, hide all the rooms and then connect this. And then also for our viz in, or no, for iviz in rviz dot indirect visible. There we go. Okay, so now let's see if this works. Basically what this should mean is we no longer see the entire scene. It'll hide all of it. There we go. And then we have this. And I think what I can do is we'll need a way, for example, of one thing to always be visible, like our entry, for example. But okay. This means that now we should be able to slowly go through this. And it'll be a lot less, there'll be a lot less stuff visible. But we won't actually really notice from out here, except for things like that, where, you know, you're looking down the hallway. I'm already seeing, this already feels quite promising. Yeah, if I did, for example, player toggle no clip, that will not do anything to the visibility yet. But okay, that means that all of this is visible from there, which makes sense. It's basically the big medium room and all of our, like, adjacent rooms, which is admittedly a lot of the game. I may want to make a more graceful way of figuring that out. But okay, if I go here, for example. Ouch. Okay. Let's see. So, what do we have visible? Okay, look at that. We see that all that stuff down there is invisible, but almost the entirety of the actual, like, level is visible from here, because we have a lot of stuff that's going around in circles around things, so that means that our, like, cube-based collision... I could probably do something better. No, actually it'd be very difficult, especially because a lot of these rooms are concave, like this one. So I think this is good for our little intro areas. You know, like, if I'm here, again, this is really the place where it does the most work, because now all of that gets hidden. Those are not even attached to anything, which is funny. I guess I just didn't even bother to attach these properly to, I think it's escape 1. Yeah. And that makes that visible, which is funny. And I think another big thing is the fact that it will be difficult for the game to tell which area we're actually overlapping with. I mean, what are these shadows coming from? That's strange. Oh, I see, okay. I think because I was no-clipped and then I exited the area, or like entered it, that broke it. Which does mean that I bet you teleporting could break things. So let's go all the way up to... Let's go back this way. Make sure to skip this checkpoint. Yeah, because now we've entered some other area. Yeah. Okay, so it's not quite right. And that's because I think it needs to check all of the overlapping areas. Which I guess is okay. How would I make sure to do that correctly? I think I know. We're going to have var rv equal dictionary string name bool. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through each room. Var r equals... So we don't even actually need to check this. We're just going to do check viz. And we don't need to check the actual room that we're entering, because now it's going to be for each room here. For r in rooms, remove that. Oh wait, no. That's fine. Var room equals rooms are. Oh, wait. Okay. If, or RV, I know. If RV in, or if R in RV. The room is visible if room area has overlapping bodies, or it's already in here. Oh wait, we need to do let's say that. If not already. Okay. Actually, let's just do, if it's already visible. Well, I'm confused. Okay. Basically, if the room has overlapping bodies, that means the player is in the room. And that means that we need to do viz r equals true. And for each thing in here, we need to do room adjacent. And that adjacent. And then we do, instead of doing this, we do viz equals true. Equals true. Elif not already viz. Then room or viz r equals false. So basically, if we set it to be already in here, we will just continue, like, it'll always be true, because that means that we've entered a room and it's either adjacent to that room or it's explicitly marked as visible. And then what I can do is for r in viz rooms r equals vis r dot visible. So that means that anytime you enter a body, it'll go through all the rooms, check for any overlapping bodies in any of the rooms, make all of those visible. And then we have a few other things, for example, like this room here, the landing, needs to be indirectly visible from the hall. And I believe similarly, things like the, well, I guess chamber backing, landing, and the other one, whichever one this one is, refresher 2. Okay. And then we'd have a similar thing on this one, where it's like hall, chamber, backing, refresher 2. So there will be some struggles with this. Or there will be some, like, hand-done work. But okay, let's see if that works, and there's no obvious, like, flaws. Let's go back up. I'm also curious why it's dark in here, but not dark in the other part of this room. But I'll ignore it for now. Yeah, now... if we go into here, that chamber's visible, and also all of the doors should be visible. Okay. And what I might do is we could potentially have the ability, or I could potentially divide the rooms even further into, like, smaller, like, you know, the entry chambers and things like that. And I could potentially even, like, explicitly remove certain objects from others. Like, it doesn't matter if you're, like, you know, one room does not count as adjacent to another or something like that. But maybe that'd be too complicated. Because another possibility is to have what most games do, where instead of it's like the actual overlapping of the entire area, it's just the entry and exits of the object. So, you know, like, it only checks it when I'm here. For example, in this room, it just is, there's a little box here, and if I intersect with that, then it recomputes all of our visibilities. And actually... oh, wait, hang on. I just had... I'm thinking with my brain here. If I explicitly mark the entrances of each room, then I can make it so that the only adjacent rooms are the ones that are actually intersecting one of the entrances, rather than the whole cube. Because, for example, the inner chamber of that room is going to be visible from here, because there are two overlapping boxes. You know, this box and this box overlap quite a bit, actually. And so that means that this room, almost everything here is visible. So yeah, okay. I can get more control over this. Yeah, I'll subdivide the rooms into a bit more square shapes, I think. And yeah, even further down the line, if these rooms get really complicated, I can also, like, remove them from the tree or even unload them completely. Do I want to do much else today? I might just do a short stream today. Because, yeah, I think I need to think more about how I'm going to do the final level and stuff like that. In external resource, blah. Who cares? Let's just say visibility. Oh, wait, no. Split out areas into separate tree. Save subchunks. Yeah, because, well... Relative spawn points. NPCs triggering things for us. I mean, I think I have... Oh, yeah, I need the custom dialogue for the thing. Okay. A lot of stuff that I still want. Well, what else? Yeah, I don't want to bother. I'm gonna call it a day. It's a short stream. Because I did the work that I was setting out to do, which was finish the... Well, no, I didn't really do it, to be honest. Huh? How does it know we're ahead of Drive by 8 commits? Oh, right, because it last tracked it. Okay. Okay. So, ability to hide non-adjacent rooms. Okay, yeah. So next week, I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. I have to think more about, like, how I'm actually going to do the level and the dialogue and stuff like that. And think about, like, how I want the followers to work. But yeah, I think today, I don't have the brain power for it. Which is disappointing because it is... I only do this once a week for At the Ends of Eras. But oh well. I'll figure out something else to do. But okay, that's it for now. See you later.